Boom, boom. Ahí estamos grabando. FENcast
Buenas.
grabando. Hoy con un artista que mayormente postea en sus redes a bit of character design every now and then,
Ujú.
pero trabaja otras cosas también, mainly animation as the other, I guess, big genre that he
Yeah.
practices. Andy Ortiz, Dynamo 2. ¿Cómo estás?
Oh, muy bien. Yeah, mi redes son like I post on Twitter, Insta mainly. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited.
Thank you for being here, dude. Nada, como dije al principio, mostly what you do is character design y animation.
Mhm.
Pero te pregunto entonces, like, what is the inception? What is the origin story? Did you start drawing on your parents' walls? ¿Cómo fue que empezó esto?
Um, I was always drawing, pero creo que empezó en sexto grado, it's like sixth grade,
Mm.
where I started like drawing consistently. And yeah, I would just like I would always like draw during class because I was bored.
Mm.
you know, I mean, it wasn't that the classes weren't good or entertaining or anything. It's just like yeah, I don't know. I just got bored a lot, and I would just like start drawing in my notebook, and eventually I just kept collecting the notebooks, and I started just like okay, well maybe I want to get a little better at this. And,
Mm.
así empezó. Pero in terms of like animation, I think I really wanted to start doing that. Um, I'd say I can't remember what the moment was exactly, but I remember it was like really when I was really small
Mm.
and I was watching cartoons. And then I found out that like you could do that for a living. Like people just like worked on that. You know what I
Oh
mean?
shit.
I was like, what the fuck? What? Like, um, but there was the university I went to, Savannah College of Art and Design. Ellos vinieron a Puerto Rico,
Mm.
and they did like a whole like tour, and they came to my school, and they just sold us or
Mm.
they sold me on the college. They were like, like it's an art college, and we train people like to do this and that, yada yada yada. And I was like, oh, there it is, awesome. That's what I want to do. Like, you know,
So,
um,
te pregunto, when you were a kid, what was like, or a teenager, what was like the first cartoon que como que, oh shit, this is the one,
was the
or
one.
movie?
I'd say Foster's Home
Mm.
for Imaginary Friends, I think was the first one where I was like, oh no, this is like cool. This is like cool shit. Like this is, I used to watch like SpongeBob and like lo que sea que estaba puesto. I watched a lot of Telemundo shit too, like
Mm.
Chavo del Ocho. Sin embargo, I think there's a cartoon of Chavo del Ocho
I think so. Yeah.
también. Uh, I used to watch that a little bit. But yeah, the first one that really caught my eye was Foster's, and I was like, oh, that's cool shit right there. That's cool. You know?
Was it because of the character design per se? But you have the kid who's
Yeah,
fairly normal, but
yeah,
you watch all these wacky characters, the imaginary friends that come up. Oh shit, the potential is just okay.
yeah. No, I thought it was really cool because yeah, no, they had like really insane character designs, but
Mm.
they managed to move them in a way that was like really fluid and snappy. Um, and yeah, the kid was like a little kid, sure, but he had like a square head, and like his silhouette was like very nice, and like his arms were like little flippers, and then the other main character was just a circle and a rectangle, and that's it.
Mm.
Um, you know, uh, I met one of the animators who worked on that in SCAD,
Super dope.
and he told us about like how he went about animating that, and I was like, yeah, no, it was really easy because he's just a blob, so we can do whatever we want, you know.
Mm. Eso era con Blue era que se llamaba el personaje.
Blue, yeah,
Blue.
2 O's.
Mi favorito era Wilt, because again, he's super wacky, pero también the basketball reference to the
Yeah,
basketball
yeah.
player. I love that character. Eh,
I think he was supposed to be the in-universe Michael Jordan's like imaginary friend. I think
yeah,
it was
that
his thing.
was Wilt Chamberlain, like literalmente, like that's the reference.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's all it was, yeah.
I liked Eduardo,
Ah,
the big purple guy.
yeah,
Eso también, because that was a scenario where like, oh, this cartoon character is speaking Spanish.
yeah.
What? That's awesome, you know?
Que asumo que it was something, algo con lo cual quizás te identificaste at the moment too. I was like, this guy has my second name. That's
Yeah, yeah.
Este, dude, mencionaste Scat. He notado que a lot of Puerto Ricans go to study film or whatever. So te quería preguntar, did you meet a lot of Puerto Ricans in your studies as well?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, like, yo fui con unos amigos puertorriqueños
Mm.
allá y, sin embargo, el primer tipo que conocí fue un puertorriqueño. It was so funny. Like we just met up and it was like a summer camp, like before, or not a summer camp, but it was like a little thing we had before going to college. And we were just talking and we were like, oh, ¿de dónde eres? And he's like, soy de Puerto Rico. And we were like, get the fuck out, no way. Like, you know, like, are you serious? And like, he's like, oh, ¿de dónde? Or we were like, oh, ¿de dónde eres? And he was like, oh, lo hice yo. Cagua. Ya sabe.
Did you guys like stay connected at all, or
Not too much.
o sabes que
Um,
estudió él, or
Bueno, estudiamos cosas similares, pero lo que yo conocí se fueron a otra, ¿cómo se dice? Otra maestría.
otra
So
rama?
I stayed in animation, and I think my other friends went to like illustration and some other stuff, you know. Yeah.
Dude, going back to like influences, inspirations, stuff that caught your eye. He notado on your feed that there's a lot of Nintendo related images. So
Yeah.
he notado the Mario or Kirby. So I gotta ask,
Eso,
are you a big Nintendo fan? Are you a Smash fan? Good luck.
okay. A, yes. B, hell yes. I love Smash. I like you cannot give me another game that I spent more time on. Well, the main thing was that yeah, I just grew up with the Nintendo stuff. Because it was just cheaper. You know what I mean? Because like Nintendo tiene their consoles at like 300. Entonces PlayStation y Xbox son como 500, 600, 900 por ahí ahora. Especialmente ahora, oh my God. Pero, you know, I grew up with Nintendo stuff, and that's like mostly cartoony as well. So I loved like Mario was a big favorite, Kirby, and yeah, when I was a teenager, Smash for sure. Bueno, hasta hoy, I still love Smash. I don't play it as much anymore because it's kind of like I've died down a bit, but I still like it. I can still play it. Do you play Smash?
For sure, dude. Ahora mismo estoy farming some of those good old trophies.
Hey, let's go. Who's your main?
Eso te iba a preguntar. I think my main now is Kazuya, because
Yeah,
I don't know, I was super hyped with it. Pero
dude,
desde Melee para acá siempre era just average stuff like Link. Hasta que I picked it up again cuando me regalaron el Switch at the beginning of the pandemic. You know, I was looking forward to playing with Cloud, Ryu, and all these people. But eventually Kazuya was the one who... Kazuya and Terry.
Yeah, those guys look cool. Yeah. Those guys play really cool too. I think my main it's changed a bit, but I think I've settled on just like Mario.
Mm.
Like he's a really good balanced character. I feel like it's just Melee Mario, Smash Ultimate Mario. No sé si ha jugado Project M, Project Plus.
Yeah.
No, si puede check it out.
I've
It's a
seen
lot of fun.
footage there. He visto
Yeah,
Hungry Bucks
that's
ahí muriéndose de la risa.
yeah. Oh my God, $100. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my main had to be Mario. Más reciente, I'd say Rob
Mm.
was up there as well. Rob and Mega Man.
Mm.
Definitely for Smash 4 was Rob and Mega Man, but like all around, I'd say Mario is just like my go-to whenever I'm doing competitive. Yeah.
Te entiendo, pues yo cuando when I was hooked on Melee, like I remember back as a teenager, porque I'm epileptic, so este, I played PlayStation, después no tuve nada hasta GameCube when it was dying out.
Mhm.
Y después de eso, I didn't buy anything to the Switch. But there was this particular moment when I had the GameCube que me prestaron Melee, and I remember playing from morning till midnight, jugando Melee con Mario o con Link a cada rato. So Mario was definitely another one of my mains back then.
Yeah,
Y,
just a good character. Man.
yeah, super balanced,
Yeah.
super balanced.
Super solid. Yeah.
Y también los colorful outfits que le dieron para esto, pues,
I know.
pues sí, muy
Melee was just like I know people say it all the time, but yeah, it was just like perfect. It's a
yeah,
standard. Acá arriba.
yeah. Por eso yo digo que whenever they decide to do another Smash game, they have to at least include like the melee characters. Y después de ahí, pues, do what
Después
you
se pueden, yeah, they can add whoever they want.
yeah. Obviamente los primeros 8 o 12 they were going to be there, pero si fuese yo pues, de
Sí,
25 y
claro.
después que hagan lo que sea.
Sí,
Este,
yeah, for sure.
ya que estamos hablando de video games, dude, is that something that you want to do, character design for video games, or is that something that you've already done? I feel like
I wish. I really want to do that. That's on my bucket list of stuff I want to do. I really would like to do the art for a video game, but baby steps. I got a lot of animation gigs so far. There's one, Ollie and Scoops and Hell of a Boss. Esos son los primary ones. But in terms of video games, yeah, no, I would like to, but we'll see.
Any particular genre que te gustaría?
Platformers. I like platformers, like especially speed running them. Like that's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Like just going through a level as fast as you can. That's just like the best. I feel.
Gotcha. I think you and my girlfriend would get along. She loves classic platformers. Especially son like in the 2D version of them, como que the only games that she plays on the Switch son New Super Mario Brothers y Donkey Kong Tropical whatever.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Tropical whatever.
Yeah,
no, that's a good one.
Yeah. Those are her main games. Sin embargo, she can't adapt to Smash, even though it's a platform fight. But different skills. Ya que mencionaste animation también, if you were to have the limitless budget to do a movie or a series right now, what genre would you like to tackle?
Honestly, I do a sci-fi cartoon. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get that going like right now. But yeah, if someone just gave me $1 million and said do something, I would like to do like a sci-fi cartoon because I just really like sci-fi. Like I like Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Starship Troopers. Not just that, like I like all the weird stuff too. Like Alien. I said Starship Troopers, but I think that's classified as like one of the weirder ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just Futurama for sure. Oh my God, I love Futurama. It's like that. I don't think I'll ever get bored of that. But I just think that especialmente ahora está muy serio. It's like too serious. There's a lot of sci-fi stuff that's like taking itself a little too seriously, and I kind of think that there's a lot of stuff in sci-fi that's just goofy. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we have a boat that works in space and we can just like press a button and go anywhere we want, you know, like that's goofy. Come on. And then especialmente con Star Wars recently. I know it's been said to death, but you know, that's just like whatever. It's like whatever now. They came out with Obi-Wan recently. I haven't seen that, but I just heard it's like the same thing. But that's the thing, is like it's I just feel like I've seen a lot of shows do better about it. I heard Seth MacFarlane's like Orville was doing pretty well. I saw the first season of that and I liked it, but it was just like Seth MacFarlane and Star Trek. Like that's sort of what it is. Final Space is a really cool cartoon to come out recently. I think Rick and Morty's fun, but like season 4, season 5 is kind of.
Está fallando.
I mean, it's still funny, but I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of goofy stuff in sci-fi that I feel like would just be cool to riff on. You know, like again, like they're dealing with a lot of technology and concepts that like are like way out there. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Just not that it doesn't make sense. It's that you have to have like a big suspension of disbelief with some of these things, you know, because like, oh yeah, there's this like lizard people,
yeah.
You know, like
Why not
stuff like that. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, why not just like indulge these ideas? I think that's the coolest part, and I think that's perfect for a cartoon, because cartoons are already just like, you know, yeah, it's all drawings, none of it's real, so let's just like go with the premise and see what we can come up with. I think it's fun.
Go wild with it. Go wild.
Yeah.
So maybe a sci-fi comedy then.
Yeah, I would love to.
Super
Yeah.
interesting. Entonces, dude, I remember as a child, me conecto mucho contigo en el sentido when you mentioned like I used to draw characters, guardar la libreta, keep them up there, and un neat box, toda la cosa. So, te quería preguntar, in your creative process nowadays, do you have ideas written down? Do you just like to doodle away and see what happens? A little bit of both?
A little bit of both, honestly. A lot of, especially recently, I'm spending a lot of my creative energy just like working, especially for my jobs and stuff. But whenever I have like an idea that I kind of think is really cool, I like to like just put it away for later. I write it down, or I record like, oh, this would be funny, or just something to where I can come back to it later and just be like, oh, that was cool. Let me fuck with that. See what we can get. You know what I mean?
Do you, in that creative process, do you like have music in the background and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Whenever I'm drawing or I'm like animating, I always in mania. I have to have it at this point. Like it's hard for me to like do drawing in silence unless I'm just like in between videos and I just forget to put the next one or something. Pero no sé, I like having just something in the background que me coja la atención while I'm focusing on a task at hand. You know what I mean? Because like lo que pasa conmigo es que yo me distraigo. Like I get distracted a lot, you know. So when I have something in the background, like I've been binge watching Better Call Saul. No sé si lo has visto. But I either put some music or I put some stuff in the background. Y when I'm getting like a lull in drawing, cuando estoy, o sea, I'm getting slower, I just like, okay, my attention is gonna go over here, and then when I get bored of that, I'm gonna go back here, and you know that's sort of hurts my neck. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's El punto que es manía at this point. Yeah, like it's like I kind of have to have something divert my attention. But I don't know. It's just it's very chill. I try not to like stress myself too much because if you stress yourself too much about it, it's gonna affect you. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get myself at a point where I'm having more fun than trying to like stress myself over some specific thing. But yeah, you know, it's I think everyone's process is different, and if anyone's watching this, I think you should focus on getting yourself into your own mindset of efficiency because everyone's different and everyone has like their own sort of like headspace where they can work best. So that's mine, where I have like 5 things at once I'm focusing on.
Yeah, entiendo full. A mí me pasa like lately when I need to write, me gusta tener mucha música. Sin embargo, cuando pongo un podcast, imposible escribir. So, yeah, entiendo.
Yeah, I get you.
Ya que mencionaste que sci-fi is like one of your favorite things, y te criaste con Nintendo, how would you revise Star Fox?
Ooh, oh my God. First off, I'd stop with the reboots. One, like enough. Like we get what happens. Star Fox team fights big monkey guy. We get it.
Yeah.
I think that was my biggest gripe with Zero, besides the gameplay, was just like, oh, we're starting the game again. Okay. Cool. I don't know. Like I think Star Fox, Command, Assault were like really cool sequels because yeah, no, they just continue the story from there. And honestly, like you could even have it to where it's like an episodic thing. Like Star Fox doesn't have to have like a continuing plot. They could just like have different scenarios that they encounter. You know what I mean? Like I'm still kind of like confused as to why they went the way they did with Star Fox Zero. But if I were to do it, I would just go ahead with what they set up in the storyline so far. Because I think the characters are strong and like they have really good dynamics. So just do that. But like in another part of the galaxy, maybe it's in another galaxy, maybe it's in like maybe it's not Andros freaking again.
Yeah.
You know, like I could totally see them just like coming up with another like space threat thing, like, oh yeah, okay, well we need Star Fox again because they're the guys. They did it before, they can do it again, so let's get them.
Yeah.
You know,
se pueden tirar la de mencioné a Donkey Kong en el juego ese Tropical Freeze, no hay K. Rool el villano, so even you switch it up, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like that's totally fine. I think like I don't know, because if anything, you can just be like, okay, no, Star Fox 64 is like where the story starts, and just go from there. But it doesn't have to be. It can be like an episodic thing where it's like self-contained. Like you don't really need to play the other ones story-wise to get the gist of this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nintendo does that like all the time with literally all their other franchises. So I don't know why like this one has to be different. But
Yeah. Ya que they're getting into the open world thing, they could do that with Star Fox easily. De una manera.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Could you imagine like an open world Star Fox?
Yeah.
Like, or at least like have like space be like a hub area that you can explore, and all the planets are like yeah. Dude, that would be so freaking cool, actually. Because like, yeah, I don't know, just like flying the R-wing is great. Like, it's so much fun. Like, just give us more excuses to use that. Like, I just want to fly in the R-wing. I don't want some weird freaking like drone carrying a robot like they did in Star Fox Zero. Just give me like we all know what we want. Okay, we want to shoot bad guys in space. That's it. It's Star Fox. That's it. It's simple. There's a reason why it still works.
there's a reason why people are addicted. They'll pay membership despite the
Exacto.
laggy internet. Para
Ay,
jugar.
yeah.
There's a
Lord, yeah.
reason. There's a reason.
Also,
Mhm.
I like the thing that Assault did, where you could control Fox and Falco on the ground.
Yeah,
If you could put their Smash move sets
that would be dope.
onto them as well, dude, that'd be like that'd be insane.
Mhm.
People would be writing home about that. You know what I mean? Like that would be awesome.
También te quería preguntar, mencionaste a Mega Man.
Mhm.
Mega Man was one of my favorite, it's still one of my favorite characters. Al punto de que I created my own fan version of it, donde el personaje se llama Power Man y
Yeah.
era el mismo, la misma sangrana como he would gain the power of every different opponent. So what would you do different with a new Mega Man game if you had the opportunity?
Um,
Would it be Mega Man tradicional? Would it be Mega Man X? Would it be a new series?
I think it would be if I were to do a new Mega Man, I think I would like to see one that incorporates a little bit from like all of them. You know what I mean? I really like the movement options in X, and I think they were doing that a little bit in Mega Man 11. Uh, but it's still just like okay, you're just walking slowly and like you know what I mean? That's fun, but I think they've done a lot with the formula to where like you know we can start to add like some X shit, some ZX stuff. You know, give Mega Man like a lightsaber or something. But they have a pretty solid formula to go off, you know. So just like expand upon that, and but like more movement options. I'm not gonna say if he plays like a Smash version again, but if he plays like a Smash version again, and you know, just something like that. Just like a more because I think the main appeal of platformers is just being able to like move around and do some cool shit. You know what I mean? Just like go through as fast as you can, using like all the tools you have. I think that's why I like if you played Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good example of like a platformer because like you know you go collecting all these like tools and they just like end up just making your movement options like insane, you know.
Poco a poco
Poco a
making it
poco, exacto.
más movimiento, more actions to do, more stuff.
Yeah, and
Este,
more platformers have been doing that recently, which I think you know I love because yeah, no, like they get it, you know.
yeah.
That's why I like indie games a lot because they just they know what they like
Mm.
out of these games, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna make a game that's like that, you know.
Y meterle en otro pequeño spice of
Exacto.
originality. Yo si fuese a hacer un Mega Man nuevo, I would try to finish off the Legends thing, porque it was supposed to be a trilogy, se supone.
Mm.
Y,
Oh
y, a-
yeah,
y ahora que open world is such a big thing, pues why not make it like that? Para que
dude,
sea,
open world legends, yeah, that'd be awesome actually. Yeah, damn, oh for sure.
you can
I
expand.
think yeah, that would be awesome. And again, like introduce a lot of those movement options just in 3D
También, también.
and just see what we can come up with. Like I think that's cool.
Yeah.
¿Qué voy a decir? I think that's one of the main things I liked about Mario Odyssey.
Mm.
You know, it's literally just like okay, no, we have literally everything that we need, but we're gonna add a little more stuff to just like get you going faster, like the roll and stuff.
Mm.
And I think Sonic Frontiers. Have you seen the commercials for that?
I've seen like a trailer or two, pero no lo he visto like completely.
That looks pretty cool. I'm kind of hesitant because, dude, at this point, con Sonic especially,
Sí,
like you just have to be like you have to take it with a grain of salt because
literal.
yeah, you have no idea, but it looks cool. I think having a really big open world to accommodate the speed is smart, you know, and I'm looking forward to it, honestly.
¿Ese va a salir para Play EX o también va a salir para Switch? Que no sé.
I think it's gonna be for Switch. I have to see again, but I think so.
Mm.
Ah.
A ver. I bought Breath of the Wild like a year ago y ahora que lo estoy jugando y también por eso es que tengo también fresh in the mind lo de Open World. So,
Yeah.
saying that, si alguien de Nintendo ve esto, por favor pongan sus soundtracks en Spotify. Get with the times, if you will.
Yeah.
Dude,
Write this down.
going back to your work como tal, your studies were in la diáspora, pero you're back over here, so I gotta ask, based on your experience presencial y digitally, ¿cómo ves la industria, el art scene y el animation scene en Puerto Rico?
Well, it's really competitive. It's kind of I think I'm still kind of lucky to have gotten the gigs that I've gotten. And it's a little combination of being lucky and also just being prepared. Someone told me a while ago, I can't quote whoever said this, but like opportunity is just luck plus preparedness. And I think like at this point, I think I've been preparing myself enough to have gotten the things that I've gotten. But the art and especially animation industry is like really competitive because there's like a lot of people wanting to scoop up these jobs, and a lot of times these companies will just kind of like skim through your resume, even though that's the thing. And I want to stress this, especially to anyone listening looking for a job in art animation. It takes time, and you will get a lot of no's and you will get like a lot of rejection, but that's no reason to not keep going, because I think like as long as you keep trying, you'll land something. Like I think there's a job out there for everybody in the animation field, and I feel really bad because I feel like there's a lot of talent circulating online, especially nowadays, that just aren't getting jobs. You know what I mean? And be that like, because studios just like hate employees nowadays, or just they don't meet the specific criteria people are looking for. I think it's a shame because like there's a lot of talent that doesn't actually kind of fall into some pre-established like job titles, which is actually why I really like the indie scene. There's a lot of indie animation, again, like Ollie and Scoops, Hell of a Boss. There's this one pilot that came out called Monkey Wrench by Zerel, that I got to work on. And, those are just like people making cartoons, you know what I mean? And hiring people. And I think that's awesome. I would love to see that take off. And I would love to see just more independent productions getting made, because that just means like more not high level per se, but like just like above average level, like medium level, like people that are here instead of up here can get work. You know what I mean? I think that's really important, because like I feel a lot of times people like undersell themselves when their work is just amazing, and that's just because they haven't really gotten a job, and that's like disheartening. You know what I mean? I felt that for the longest time because I didn't really get anything until I got out of college and started just like applying everywhere. But the stuff I've been working on has just been independent. But I've been able to, at least for like this last year, I've been able to like work on it. You know what I mean? Like, I've been able to just like sustain myself. And I just think it's important for people to realize like your talents are actually way higher than you think they are. It's just the places that they might be shooting for are asking for like either way up here or cuestión de just some stupid. It usually is just like some stupid like subjective criteria that some guy that doesn't know shit about art is looking for. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of interviews where, they're like, I take the interview and they're just like, yeah, no, they actually just have no idea what they're talking about. But you have to sit there and take it because, that's who's hiring. And if you don't please them, then you're not gonna get the job and you gotta find somewhere else. So sorry, buddy.
Y lo
But
triste también es que for a lot of people who just decide to go independent y qué sé yo, postan sus cosas en YouTube,
exacto.
el algorithm tampoco como que les ayuda tanto. Que otra cosa
Yeah.
que...
Well, that's the thing is like there's not just YouTube. YouTube sucks for putting your stuff out there, but there's a ton of social media. There's like Twitter, there's Insta, there's Tumblr, there's YouTube, there's a lot of stuff that you can just like start. It takes a bit because especialmente ahora there's a lot of social media is just like really there's like a big gap between like people who have a big following, people who don't. And it's unfortunate, but like it's just the case with our modern times where it's just like, yeah, no, they're just kind of prioritizing like, do stuff, and do it over and over and put up the stuff and especialmente con YouTube, like I imagine a lot of YouTubers are están esa where, they just have to keep making stuff over and over or else that momentum is just going to be gone. And it sucks because like people are just like working way more than they should on this stuff, but it's either work way more than you should in a studio where there's a big chance where the studio can just like abuse their position. That happens a lot. Or try to make it on your own and not get anywhere because YouTube and these algorithms, Twitter algorithm sucks, YouTube algorithm sucks. They do not prioritize just putting your stuff out there. I don't know. It's a process. It happens, but it's no reason to not do it. I think there's a lot of avenues for independent stuff, and you can do it. I think if I could do it, just like Agua, un pendejo de Cagua, I can do it. I don't know. I think it's possible. It takes a bit, but it's possible.
Obligado. Dude, Zoom va a terminar ya en mito. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna close this y después lo terminamos en el próximo.
Sounds good.
Dude, vamos a get worked around too. Now we were talking about a bit about the industry and whatnot. So you've mentioned some advice throughout the interview, but if there was one more piece of advice that you would give to, people who want to get into the business, what would it be?
I'd say something. Oh, damn, this is a hard one. I'd say if animation is, or drawing specifically is something you want to like pursue, I'd say never be like content with, or that's horrible advice. So let me say it again. I think you should always strive to learn more. I think there's always stuff you can do to like just get better, and the more you get better, the more it just like snowballs. I think a big thing is just have patience because it's gonna be like you're gonna have to wait. I hate to say it, but like yeah, no, I definitely had to wait for the point where I was like at a good spot. But that's just like, you keep learning, keep finding out new ways to do things, take it day by day. Oh, also give yourself some more credit and value your time more, because you like, especially if you're going to be working, on animation and drawing, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time just like on the computer and just drawing, and that takes a while. But don't just like devalue your own time, because I've seen this happen, and it's happened a lot. But I think a lot of people will try to like depreciate how much you're worth as a worker. And you know, it's unfortunate, but like sometimes you gotta realize like, oh, okay, I need time to not animate. Like I can't just be on the ball 24/7. You can be, and it's possible, but also recognize that you're a human freaking being, and you have like literal biological needs that you need to tend to. Sleep, please get sleep. You will have plenty of time during the day to finish things, and if you don't, okay, like you can spend an all-nighter or two, but like get your rest time, and you need your rest, because when you're working, that's when you start to like be on the ball. That's when you start to like give your 100%, but you can't like give your 100% forever. That's just not how people work. I think studios might want to think that's how it works, and I've seen a lot of very toxic mentalities concerning that, where people just want you to be a machine, and you're not a machine. You're a human freaking being, and you need to eat, you need to drink water, you need to sleep, you need to exercise, you need to go outside. You need, like, especially you need to go outside, touch grass, experience things, read, like play a video game, literally time, and you're not enjoying the time between, then what are you doing it for? Like why are you working if not to just like enjoy the time you have when you're not working? You know what I mean? And you know, it could be easy for me to say, but you know, I like, especially for working independent, you can set your own hours, especially nowadays with, since everything's like remote. You need to give yourself some slack. You need to cut yourself some slack. Like please, man. Like you can't be on it like all the time, because you're just gonna like work yourself to death, and you're not gonna enjoy yourself, and you're gonna get depressed and cranky, and it's just gonna like, it's gonna all just snowball into this depressing little ball down your gut, and you're not gonna be happy. You're not gonna be happy with your work. That's the thing too, is it also affects your work, because if you're depressed, or if you're not 100%, you're not going to give 100% of your work, so it's going to affect you. So you need to have time that you can give yourself to just like relax, man, for real. Like I think it's super important.
Apply that to everything.
Yes, please. Even if it's like a job, like you like, you know, brega. Like have some fun, goddamn it.
Balance it out.
Yes, work-life balance. That's been going around recently, but it's true. Like you need to have a balance.
Dude, habiendo dicho eso, before signing out, are you working on any personal projects that you are gonna release this year or next year, or
well, the biggest one that I'm hoping to release is it's a pilot that I'm working on called Horizonauts. And it's slow going, but you know, it's something that like I'm working on my spare time with some friends of mine. But it's a sci-fi cartoon, you know, and it's about a bunch of wacky alien cartoon bounty hunters, but that term is kind of like quote unquote, you know, they're mostly just like goons for hire. They'll take any job as long as they can get a paycheck. But that's like the biggest thing, I think, so far. And it's again, it's slow going, but I'm hoping to release something for it this year. I'm really excited for it. I have a couple things online already, of like concept art and just like animation tests. I posted some of that on my Twitter and my Instagram. Like that's kind of the thing that I'm working on, where it's like a why not, I'm animating. I'm just like working on some other stuff. And I'm really excited to get it out there. I've something I've always wanted to see is a cartoon starring a Puerto Rican person. So hopefully, if I can get this off the ground, that'll be something. Literally anything.
Super nice, super nice.
Yeah.
Mencionaste Twitter e Instagram, so again, before signing off, bajo qué nombre and the Patreon as well, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, again, my Twitter and Instagram, my name is Dynamotoon on there. I have a Patreon. If you guys want to check out my stuff, I basically post whatever I'm working on at the moment, and I just like dump it on my Patreon. So if you guys want to see like more art that I don't post online, you can check it out there. It's mostly just like concept stuff and doodles, and I post stuff about my projects there, animation tests. I'm going to be starting up some animation tutorials as of the month recording this. So if you want to learn how to animate in a tutorial that's actually helpful and not just like 40 minutes of some guy just like babbling on about nothing, check it out. I'm trying to like make it an animation for dummies kind of thing. Because I hate tutorials just in general. Like tutorials are never helpful. You go on a YouTube video, the first 5 minutes are always, what's up guys, welcome to my channel, before we get into the channel, it's like, shut up, just like tell me what like hotkey I need to press, like please, just get to the point, like I need tutorial out there that just gets to the point, and that takes like hours to find, you know what I mean? It'd be like that, but that's what I'm hoping to do with animation, because I feel like it's way easier to learn once someone breaks it down for you in a way that's digestible. But I feel like a lot of the time, this is the problem I had, where like there's just like not really a good resource for it, and people will just repeat like the whole 12 principles of animation without really going into the why that is. They just show you like, okay, this and that, but like, why is it this and that? What does that do? You know what I mean? Like, why should you consider that? I want to go into those options, and I also want to stress that like you don't have to be a Disney guy, or you don't have to be Disney level to animate. You can do there's a lot of tricks and tips that I've learned during college that have made it super easy. And I feel like those are things that people could really use. I want to see more animators. I think that'd be really cool.
Especialmente aquí donde it's still an underground type of thing. Not a lot of people do.
I know. I mean, that's why I went to SCAD, man. I wish I could study animation in Puerto Rico, but there's not really a place for that. Atlantic. Pero que te va a enseñar Atlantic.
Yeah, not a lot of options.
Exacto. There's not like animation, you know what I mean? Like cartoons.
Yeah.
That
being said, sería en Twitter Dynamotoon, en Instagram también, y en Patreon bajo el mismo nombre también.
Yeah.
Perfect. But dude, first off, thank you for saying yes to the interview.
Dude, thank you so much for interviewing me. I had an awesome time. I'm really glad we got to do this. I'm super honored.
Sure, for sure. Thank you
Yeah,
for saying yeah, dude. Segundo, mucha salud. Mucha salud.
igual.
Y tercero, para adelante. Can't wait to see what you got up coming up con el
Dude,
pilot or whatever else you got in the future.
thank you so much, man. I really like what you're doing here. I like when you hit me up on Instagram, I was like, oh no, this is cool. This is like a, it's a Puerto Rican showcase.
Mm.
You know, I feel like a lot of times, actually most of the time, there's not a lot of Puerto Rican stuff out there in general. So, literally anything. I appreciate it, man. Like I think this is really cool what you're doing here. You know, I've taken a look at the interviews you've done too. Like there's a lot of us out there. And I feel like a lot of times we're just not acknowledged at all. Like, cuando vine al Estados Unidos, and I say I'm Puerto Rican, it's either where's that, or what is that, or where in Mexico is that? And I'm like, that's not. Come on, man. Just because come on.
Yeah.
But,
El estrabel de siempre.
yeah, it'd be that way, but I appreciate what you're doing here.
Thank you. Su nombre es Andy Ortiz. Dynamo Zoom es su social media and the company. Sí, hay una compañía establecida.
No,
I guess no.
independiente todavía.
Yeah, but that would be, I guess, in the future maybe. More.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. All right.
Dude, again, thank you.
Thank you, man, for real. This I had so much fun. This is awesome.